Hello there everybody, this is Grant, also known as the Collector 75. Welcome to another Transformers Redo review, or Redux. And this one of course is Star Saber from the Transformers Victory line. I've got to say this is an absolutely brilliant figure. I'm surprised honestly they haven't reissued this or done an encore version. I'm sure it won't be long before they do this figure. It's just a shame that the Encore one just seems to be mainly doing figures that were released like in like the West, like obviously Fortress Maximus, the Combaticons and everything like that. It's just a shame they haven't done too many of the actual Japanese only figures. I think the only one they've done so far is Sound Blaster and Twin Cast, but that's only because they've been reissued before. Just a shame because this one is a brilliant figure. Let's have a look. I got this way back in about 1995, give or take. It cost me £70. It came complete in the box, stickers unapplied and everything, and it was absolutely immaculate. The box I've still got. I'm going to show you the box. So I did show the box on my original review of this one. The box is nearly in mint condition. As obviously that was like 15, 17 years ago I bought this. So it does have a few little slight knocks, but nothing that you could even say was a knock really, because it's just a bit of shelfware. Still, and there we go. This is obviously Star Saber. As you can see, it does have his name wrote down the side there for some reason, almost a bit like a prelude to G2 where they all had their names on the side of them for some reason or another. But as you can see, it is spelt with the ER rather than the RE, which is the English spelling of Saber. So maybe they went for a little literal translation, or I think the American way of spelling Saber is ER or not, I'm not quite sure. But either way, it doesn't matter. Right, so anyway, so Star Saber, of course, in the Victory line was the leader of the Cybertrons, or the Autobots. And was actually, I've got to say again, it's a great figure. He is part of the Brainmasters, which is kind of like the Headmasters. He comes with this little figure. This is actually supposed to be Star Saber, as far as I can tell. I think this is called Star. I did read up. I've got a good book actually, which does explain a lot about these guys and various parts of different parts of his name. I think I can't exactly remember now, but I think this is either Saber or Star. I can't remember. Can't remember if the plane on its own is Saber. I can't remember. But anyway, let's just take it for granted that this is little Star Saber. He looks kind of like the big robot. Like the arms are virtually identical to him in his combined mode, which is pretty cool. And all that's going to happen is when we transform him, the sort of plate moves up like that. Kind of cool in a way. But we'll come on to that in a minute. Let's move on to the first part. This is the plane. And this is a decent sized jet actually. This is probably the size of like Dreadwind or Darkwing from the original G1 line. These days it would probably be like your average Voyager sized toy, which is pretty damn cool if you want my opinion. It doesn't do too much in this mode. It does have some landing gear, which is funky yellow down there, and he does have some little wheels at the back there, so it'll happily roll along the ground, which is, you know, I suppose that's all you want him to do in this mode really, because obviously he's a plane. He ain't going to do too much. Doesn't come with no add-on weapons or anything like that. But you can fit this little fella in the cockpit. It does open at the side like that. And then you can put him in, sort of sitting down, and he will happily sit in there if you can get him in. Usually goes in, so I don't know why I don't want to now. Get in there. Sorry, you can't, sorry, you can open this up. There we go. Anyway, once he's in, you can then close it up and he'll happily stay in there. So you've got your little man in the cockpit, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Right, we're going to take him out anyway, because you don't need him in there. There we go, he does come out quite easily enough. So we close that back up. Before I transform that, I just want to show you the big jet. This is the main body of Star Saber, and I think this is absolutely impressive. Obviously he's got a giant gaping hole in the front there, but that just looks like a docking station, obviously, which it is, so you can forgive that. It does have a rather large gaping hole in the back here. That sounds a bit dodgy, but obviously that is for the combined form for when you attach Victory Leo to him, so you can forgive that. And then you could imagine these are thrusters, so sometimes you have thrusters poking out the back anyway. So again, totally forgivable. And it just looks amazing. I just love the look of this. You can imagine this flying along a big sort of spacecraft. Absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do is you can combine these to form a bigger jet. We're going to flip the wings up like that on him. Flip these tail sections down. And then all we're going to do, I'm going to try and do this so my arm don't get in the bloody way, is then we have to connect him into this port here. This is very much like PowerMaster Optimus Prime in a way, the way this guy transforms and connects up and everything. As you can see, there's a nice little click there, that means you've got him in. And then I just like to angle the wings down. You can do it, I think the instructions say to have them up like that, but I don't like that. So I just sort of angle them down. It gives him a slightly better look on top there. And then this is the Star Saber in his combined jet mode. You can close the little doors up, just on the bottom there if you want. And again, totally impressive. You do see this guy like this in this mode a lot in the cartoon. But it just looks really, really good. Right, so then we're going to disengage him now. He's got a little white button just on the top there. I'm going to push that in. That allows you to unlock him. Kind of like the old PowerMasters, but without the PowerMaster gimmick, obviously. Oh yeah, you got into these. Sorry about this. You got into these bloody doors. There we go. We're going to put the big jet aside just for now, and then we're going to start on this little fella here. Right, so he's got quite an easy transformation. You're going to disconnect the front nose cone. That'll come into play a little bit later. Then we're going to push the little yellow button on the back here. That releases his legs, and then we're going to pull his arms out from the side like so. And then we pull the little hands out. As you can see, I've got a little bit of blue tack there. I can't remember exactly what that's for. Oh yeah, that's for Star Saber when I've combined them, okay. It's just a lot easier. Anyway, we're going to fold the wings back on the back there. I like to fold these wings back because it gives them a little bit of look on the legs there. Then we're going to open up the chest panel. As you can see, it's got like a lift in there, which is really cool. I like this. Then you place this little man inside there, and he just does sort of like fit snugly in. And he put his little legs on the lift. Ooh. And then with a little bit of an auto-morph feature, I like this because as you do it, as you close it up, it raises a little lift, and then you can see his head just forming into place there. And then he's got his little faceplate. It's hard to see in the light the way I've got this. But there we go, and it's pretty damn cool. I like that. And then you can take the gun off this. Come here. He'll happily hold his little gun. And then with this, he's got a little post just on there, and that will fit into any shoulder sockets. He's got one on the other side as a little shield. And there we have a Star Saber, or Saber, in robot mode, and it's actually pretty cool. It's up to you what you do with the wings. You could have them like that if you wanted to, but I think it looks a bit crap. So anyway, we're going to put him aside. Right, so let's continue now with the larger body. And this has quite a simple transformation, really. I'm going to do for now, just take his little sword out. I like this because in the cartoon this is what he used to do. He used to grab that bit at the back, stick it in and pull out the sword, which I'm just going to do now because otherwise it will fall out because it's usually only in there loose. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn around this way, just going to basically put him like that. I'm going to close these down. These are his landing gear. I'm really into nice Autobot insignias. Then I'm going to flip this around, which is going to become his feet. Sorry, they're a bit bloody stiff in there. Jesus Christ. There we go. That's it, just got to use a little bit of force sometimes. Right, then we're just going to separate this section. As you can see, it's sort of tabbed in using this one. And then same again on this side. Then we're going to straighten out the legs if best I can. Nice clicky joints there, nice tight joints like that. And then we're just going to fold these wings back to the side. You can fold these down like that if you want, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. And he stands up quite happily. Let me just adjust my camera just to make sure he is going to get all in the frame in a second. Oh no, that's too far. So I'm using the very technical of propping my camera up with a little bit of a cable tie that I got off a transformer. Anyway, so let's continue. Right, so we've got these open. Then we're going to extend the arms down like that, and you can bend them at the elbows, which are pretty cool. And you can see his hands. Hands pretty damn cool. I like the hands. There we go. Let me just angle my light round. It might help a little. Right, so once you've got the main body done, we need to start on the little fella just over here. We're going to disconnect all this. These are going to come his hands in a moment. First of all, we need to put away his arms like so. Put them back down like that. Then with his legs, we're going to rotate the wings around to the front. Then, a bit like Power Master Optimus Prime, we fold all this in like that. And once you've got him into this sort of like blockish form, again, like Power Master Prime, he just fits snugly into place. And it can be a little bit problematic getting him just to stay in. I can never remember exactly how to do it. I don't want to go in after. It's basically this joint here just connects into somewhere. Let me just have a look. I don't remember how exactly he goes in. It's been a while. So there we go. Usually you just got to sort of like push it in. And then I get these wings, fold these doors just in, like that. And then just push them up against it. That's it. And it just gives it a more neater look. And this is sometimes how you used to see him in the actual cartoon series with the normal head on top. And then you would either shout head on or something, and then you bring this head up at the back here. It's connected on two little rotational pivots there. And then you basically just pop it on top, and then it auto-morphs the faceplate over the top. Then we're going to raise these, which is a little antenna, which is pretty cool. And then I use a bit of blue tack, which I've got there, to stick this head down. Because of the spring inside the faceplate, has a tendency, because it's quite strong, to ends up pushing the head back up, and it ends up looking kind of like that, which is a little bit annoying. Let me just get a close up of this fella. As you can see, it can be a little bit annoying. So I use the blue tack to push it down, and then it stays down how it should. Pretty cool. So anyway, that is Star Saber, nearly done. You can put the gun in his hand. We take this, which is his saber, and this just casually fits in there with a little click. It won't come out. Use a little release button there to get that out. Then we move this down, and this is going to come with the handle, and then we just easily slot that into his hand. And then that becomes his saber. You can angle it up if you want, make it look like he's holding it up. And that is just a great figure all round. I think this is one of my best purchases. I only bought this at the time because I think I was after, it might have been a Browning that the guy had. This is long before eBay, of course. But he might have had a Browning and I was after that, but he might have sold it. Or it might have been a Leo Kaiser that he had, but I couldn't get because they were at the same price. So, oh dear. So I settled for this. Wasn't really happy about it, but he did send me, and it came through the post. The box he sent me was a bit shit, actually. It was a bit banged up, but luckily the figure inside was absolutely still brilliant. And I was so pleased that I got this. Unfortunately, then he had sold his Victory Leo to go with it, and I managed to get one eventually off eBay for about 150 quid, 200 quid, can't remember now. And I was so pleased when I got Victory Leo to go with this guy, because together these guys are the best. And there has been homages paid to these fellas over the years, mainly in like Energon, maybe Cybertron. They've done sort of figures that sort of transform the same sort of way as these guys. I think there was an Energon Wing Saber, kind of looks like this fella. But anyway, if you can get this guy, I do advise you get him at some point, because this is just a fantastic Transformer. I think the one I've got, the box I've got, is the more common box. There is another box that's slightly more harder to get if you're that way inclined. And also they did do a gift set with him and Victory Leo, which is again even harder to get. Yeah, there isn't much more to say really, other than the fact that this is a great Transformer and you should definitely get it if you can. Right, this is Graham, the Collector 75, and I'll see you all next time, probably for the Victory Leo redo review. Bye for now.